Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Your Mark on the World show. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe, and this episode is being produced for GoodCrowd.info, and our guest today is Anisa Mirza. Anisa is the founder and CEO of Giveffect. Anisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We're really excited to learn more about Giveffect, and it sounds like you've got a lot going on. So tell us a little bit about what it is and where it came from.
Sure, yeah. Giveffect is now in its second year. There's three of us co-founders who started this 2 years ago. And really, my background is in the fundraising management sector for nonprofits. I started my career there and utterly hated nonprofit fundraising management. And I thought, this is crazy. Why are the systems so archaic? Why is the software so dated and difficult? And why is it not engaging for our users, our donors, both corporate and individual? It was that planted the seed, and to solve that pain point, my two co-founders, who are developers, award-winning developers in their own right, also identical twins, were looking at crowdfunding, and they were like, this is amazing. They were prototyping a crowdfunding platform. When we got together, we realized that despite being 30% of the crowdfunding industry, our clients, nonprofits, were extremely underserved in the current crowdfunding landscape with all the myriad of platforms that existed. So we set out to build Giveffect as a means to not only provide crowdfunding opportunities for nonprofits, but also to provide a complete, comprehensive system that nonprofits can white label and license and have all their fundraising needs, donor management needs met all in one box. Think of us as a Shopify for nonprofits, if you will.
Well, it really is an exciting place to be playing right now in the crowdfunding world. But you're right that most nonprofits have not fully embraced crowdfunding, and part of it's got to be the tools. What are you doing different in order to make crowdfunding more appealing, more accessible to nonprofits?
Well, honestly, it's absolutely true what you're saying, that many of our clients are very technology averse. They're very fearful of, these new solutions out there. It's difficult for them. They don't have a devoted tech team, right? So all of this is new. There's a lot of learning. But you're absolutely correct, Devin. It's not just that there's this fear and phobia that nonprofits have with technology. The flip side of that is the platforms really don't meet their needs. So to give you three core examples, or maybe I'll choose four, the first one is, when, let's say you, Devin, go to a crowdfunding platform today, and let's say it's your birthday, and you launch a crowdfunding campaign for your favorite nonprofit, that money will first directly go to Devin, right? So after the fundraising campaign is over, Devin collects funds that were donated on behalf of a charity. That's problem number one. In excess of $2.5 million has never made it to nonprofits because of this very problem. Problem number two is tax receipts. So when our clients are done a crowdfunding campaign, an average $50,000 crowdfunding campaign, they have like 200 donors. They have to manually issue or find some other way to issue tax receipts because crowdfunding platforms don't have that built in. And three, and most importantly, is that donor data. At the end of the campaign, it's not just a transaction of dollars, as you know, when it's nonprofit crowdfunding. It's curating relationships long past that campaign is over. So what happens when that crowdfunding campaign is over and there are 200 some odd donors that you now as a charity have to manually import into your donor database? Corporations use Salesforce, charities may be using anything from Donor Perfect to Razor's Edge or different systems. They have to manually export all that data, and as someone with a background in fundraising management, and anyone who has that career background, oh my God, that's a pain. That's just horrible. So these were three problems that we saw. And the last one that I kind of mentioned as a afterthought, but an important one is, look, crowdfunding platforms are great, but they turn donor traffic away from your website. You're a brand as a nonprofit. You don't want to send them away where there's other nonprofits and other platforms that your donors could get distracted by. You want that built into your website. So our clients were saying, look, we like crowdfunding. The numbers are showing that it's here to stay, and nonprofits have a lot to gain. But there are problems in the technology as it exists. We said, we're going to take everything that's awesome about crowdfunding, we're going to leave that amazing power of that technology, but we're going to provide all the features that nonprofits need to make this effective for them. In our first year alone, we raised over $500,000 for nonprofits, and that was right in our first year with absolutely no marketing, except that our clients would spread it to other clients, and we had 9-year-olds to 60-year-olds who raised funds on the platform for their favorite cause. Today we've expanded to white labeling and building our technology right into your website so that you own the system and it's completely integrated with your backend. It's a comprehensive system that we're going for, and I'm proud to say that I think we built something that our clients are actually finding beneficial.
Tell us a little bit about who some of your clients are and how they're using and implementing your tool.
Yeah, so we have 2 different account types. One, the basic user, which is, usually kind of 75% of the nonprofit industry, the smaller organizations that do under $1 million in revenue. They'll use the basic account because it's a free account, just like a crowdfunding platform. You can come on the system. We charge just about the same processing fee as crowdfunding platforms, but we'll automate all your tax receipts. All the money will go directly to you. All that donor data can be exported easily. So that's a free account. You own a free profile. You can launch unlimited crowdfunding campaigns with that, as well as fundraisers with your donors. To that end, we've seen donors launch birthday fundraisers through the software for various nonprofits. We've seen corporations sign up for corporate profiles and raise funds. The Travel Corporation is one example of that. And then we've seen nonprofits, of course, launch their own fundraisers, ranging from the typical things like sending kids to camp and fundraising for healthcare-related causes or child care or youth in need-related causes. But then some very unusual circumstances like fundraising for Welfare Income's research report. We had nonprofit clients. About 6 months ago, we saw an influx of clients saying, our government funding has been cut or at least reduced. We need an alternative. We've never done anything remotely near online fundraising, let alone crowdfunding. What do you think? Should we use Giveffect? And I'm going, oh goodness, all right, let's give it a try. Not only do they reach their goals, they exceed their goals. Another unusual circumstance, not so unusual anymore, was when we first started seeing universities turning to crowdfunding for alumni giving. On the other end, we have the enterprise accounts, which are the license kind of built into your website. And that isn't just crowdfunding. That includes all your fundraising from marathons to galas to tickets to volunteering to back-end donor management. And our clients are using that to power their entire websites. Examples of that range from United Ways all the way to kind of medium-sized nonprofits, I'd say mostly. So anyone over annual revenues 1 mil and above would find that solution a benefit. That one has an annual subscription fee, and then it is a lowered processing fee because there's an account software that they're licensing.
Great. Now, what are some of the tips for success you've seen? What are they doing to make for reaching their goals, exceeding their goals, and how can you coach people to do the same?
Yeah, so we actually have this blog post that we featured called Thou Shall Not, the 10 Commandments of Nonprofit Crowdfunding. I definitely recommend people read that before they embark on a campaign. But I guess a few off the top of my head, the 3 that I'd mention. One is, look, don't launch a crowdfunding campaign without a purpose, okay? So our clients who are doing general fundraising with our license account, that's fine. Have a general campaign. You don't need a purpose, a specific purpose. But many of our clients will choose crowdfunding as an option, and they'll kind of think it's something like this. They'll go, we're an amazing nonprofit, so give us money. And it doesn't work like that. Crowdfunding is project-based fundraising. Have a specific, tangible project, right? SPCAs will say, we're raising money for 2 cats that have just been rescued, and these are the vet bills we need to provide. Or someone else will say, another nonprofit will say, we're raising money to send this many kids to camp. Try and quantify. Try and have a specific project if you can. The second piece to that is be realistic about your goals, right? So we'll have clients, again, and look, nonprofit crowdfunding is new. We'll have clients who will say, I'm going to raise $300,000 in 2 weeks. And we'll be like, wait a minute, have you ever raised that in a year? No, but it sounds like a good number. And we'll say, listen, it's not how it works. It's not a music video where you stand around, put it out there, and money will fall from the sky. We haven't seen that happen yet. It's a lot of work. And the truth is, crowdfunding is an amazing way to gain momentum towards your campaign and raise more funds from new donors. But it's also showcasing your failure and your success publicly. So when you put up a goal that you really didn't leave much room to reach, you're kind of setting yourself for public failure. So that's number 2. And then number 3 would be, look, don't try and drag on your timeline. So a lot of clients, this one isn't as intuitive. A lot of clients will say, what if I give myself like, I don't know, 2 months to raise my goal, or a year? That surely will help me raise more money because I have more time. And now, Devin, I don't know about you, but if someone gives me like a week to do something that I know will take me 2 minutes, right, go online and enter my credit card info, I'm not going to do it until 5 minutes before, okay, maybe a day before, but that's about it. So what you're really doing is you're lagging your momentum, right, because people think they have this much time to complete a task. You're not actually going to see more funds. It might end up hurting your chances of raising more dollars. So those are the top three. The last one is, look, engage your audience. In crowdfunding, this is not about donors. This is about engaging change makers. These people feel like investors in your cause. Treat them like investors. I would never go to an investor and say, I don't have time for the annual shareholders agreement, but I'll take your money. So in the same regard, look, treat those donors like change makers. Treat them like investors in your cause. Ask them to spread the campaign. When they crowdfund for you, they feel more invested to do so. So treat them like that, and you'll probably see better results.
Fantastic. Well, Anisa, it's been great to visit with you. Tell us a little bit about how people can get in touch with you, who should get in touch, and the best way to get in touch.
Well, we serve nonprofits and charities across Canada, the US, and the UK. So any registered nonprofit or any registered charity should definitely get in touch with Giveffect, whether your revenues range from high, medium to low. We have accounts available for all three kind of nonprofit clients. To get in touch with us, feel free to drop us an email, visit us on our website at www.giveffect.org, tweet at me, my Twitter handle is provided online, and definitely engage with us on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We'll respond.
Fantastic. Well, Anisa, again, thank you very much for your time, and we wish you every success.
Thank you for having me, Devin.
All righty. Let's do some good.